Let's dive into Lee Kuan Yew's final, totally unfiltered take on the world from his last book.
This book came out in 2013, packing over 50 years of his government experience and insight.
You know, world leaders always wanted his take. Margaret Thatcher, she was a huge fan. Even Henry Kissinger praised his sharp analysis, something world leaders had valued for decades. And George H.W. Bush called his counsel a treasure for future leaders. High praise, right? All right, let's get into it. First up, his views on the two giants, China and the U.S.
For China, he said the core belief is a strong center. It's a 5,000-year-old idea.
He basically predicted China's rise was unstoppable and would change everything in just a few decades. Now, for the US, he saw it as troubled but still on top, for now at least.
And here's the contrast, right? China's top-down control versus America's bottom-up creativity. He also thought China's foreign policy was smarter. They deal with things as they are, no strings attached.
Okay, so what about the old powers? Let's look at his assessment of Europe and Japan.
His take on Japan was pretty brutal. He saw a nation just strolling into mediocrity.
And the reason it's all about demographics. He said their refusal to accept foreigners was a huge mistake.
He contrasted Japan's views on purity to Singapore, which, embraces immigration to survive.
In Europe, he kind of called it a museum. A nice place to live, sure, but in decline. He felt the whole EU project was flawed, too big, too divided, to really be a global player.
His analysis didn't stop there. He also had some sharp takes on India and the Middle East. With India, he pointed to the caste system as its great weakness, something that holds it back.
But he also saw its strengths, a powerful military, a young population, a real regional force.
On the Middle East, he was pretty pessimistic. He basically called the major conflicts unsolvable.
So what does all this mean for a small country like Singapore? That was his main concern. Well, here's his strategy. Singapore is too small to change the world, so it has to be nimble. That means latching onto China's growth while keeping strong security ties with America, a balancing act. Because in the end, everything he analyzed was through one lens. What does it mean for Singapore's future?